So hi guys, my name is Jane Marsha, and in today's video I wanted to do more of like a simple tutorial, makeup tutorial featuring very minimal products. This is like a student college edition. You have money or you are on a budget and you don't want to be spending a lot of products and you still want a clean, nice look that you can go with anywhere. So I will be displaying the products that I'll be using. So we're going to obviously start with the foundation. I'm using a matte foundation by Kiss Beauty. If I'm not wrong, it's a Kiss Beauty foundation. Yeah, and then obviously the gel. We're going to be using a Man contour palette, and it's really a good contour palette. Honestly, it has a very wide range of powders, but it's a compact powder. Yeah, obviously get yourself some brushes. Anyway, let's start. The first essential step, most of the time when you watch makeup tutorials, it's always advisable to start with your eyebrows first, unless you're very experienced. You start with your eyebrows first, and in the gel liner, I'm personally using a gel liner, and one trick I discovered is that the black, you know, the way sometimes your skin tone might not agree the black, but if you mix the black and the brown, it actually comes out very beautifully. So for me personally, if I use black all over, I look crazy, but if I use black at the ends, at the tails, and then browns at the front, it turns out so nicely, as you will see. And I know as I'm doing my eyebrows, it will look like I don't know what I'm doing, but just trust the process. It's art. Like, you start with something that looks a bit ugly, maybe even very ugly, and then obviously it evolves into something better. You just have to be patient with yourself and be slower. And if you're not very good at drawing your eyebrows, don't worry, just draw them, but at least be good at cleaning up your eyebrows. And I know when I was showing the brushes, I did not show like a lot of brushes. Remember, this is a student college edition, so I was trying to use as minimal products and brushes as I can to show you that it's not a must, like you have to have the whole product, unless you're a makeup artist. The whole CG foundation, CG, all of the concealers, all of the brushes, all of the CG compact powders, as well as the loose powders. Just start small, but there are brushes that are essential, and technically that brush, the one that I'm holding currently, the flat brush, is an important brush, especially when you don't know how to draw your eyebrows. It's going to be easier for you to clean up because it's angled. It's even a flat brush, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you need something, an angled brush, something with a sharp edge to always clean up your brows. So at least when you're thinking of buying brushes, think about buying that sort of brush. So I'm currently cleaning up, and I think I ended up cleaning them and making them too thin. I've never tried thin eyebrows, but I think it's also a vibe. And even if you clean them too much, you can always just fill them in, which I did later, as you will see. So remember, I'm using foundation, I'm not using concealer, so I'm using foundation as my base, as my concealer, as my foundation. I'm using it for everything. It's the same thing. I think someone has ever done, I don't remember, but you can also do a makeup look, a full makeup look with just concealer, not just foundation. Because if you're blessed with nice clear skin, you just need to conceal the spots that are not good. But if you're not and you still feel like the need, you can just use the foundation instead. Yeah, so I'm using, remember it's a college edition look, so I'm multitasking, and I'm using one product for various purposes. So in this case, I'm using the contour palette that I'd earlier shown as my eyeshadow base and also my eyeshadow color. I'm using my foundation as my foundation and my concealer. Yeah, I'm going to be using the same brush that maybe I've used for my eyeshadow to also kind of highlight my face, because the eyeshadow that in quotation marks, the eyeshadow, the contour powder that I've used is also the same contour powder that I used to highlight, the T-zone area. So remember, it's just a matter of finding something that can work for very many uses, for very many purposes, especially when you're on a budget and you don't need to go like somewhere very, very extravagant. You just want a simple, clean, and nice look. So I'm basically patting it in with the round side, and yeah, now I'm filling in the parts that I think I did. I literally almost wiped it off with foundation on both sides. So in places where I don't show either side, just know whatever I did on one side, I did on the other side. Yeah. So I'm using now the foundation to light up my under eye, so that when I put on the black gel liner, it's more visible. Another thing I wanted to say is that when you're doing like makeup, like camera makeup, photography makeup, photoshoot makeup is very different from your natural everyday look. So even as I do this, even as I'm lining, or even as I'm contouring, or I'm blending, or I'm putting foundation, and you're a seasonal makeup artist, okay, if you're a seasonal makeup artist, then you'd understand. But if you're someone who's new and you feel like it's not too extra, remember, this is a makeup look that I'm saying you could do every day and go out, like maybe you're going to class. It's a natural everyday look, not too much, no lashes, just your foundation, your eyeshadow, your lip gloss, and you're done. So it's not a full glam. It's actually not a full glam. So that's why it doesn't look as intense. But if you're to meet me, it looks actually nice. It's not that it's extra intense, it's just right for the setting. Now, whenever you watch someone do their own makeup and their makeup is very intense on camera and it looks that good, if you're to follow it, do half of what they're doing. So if they're applying foundation twice, do it once. If they are doing the highlighting, they're putting too much powder underneath, use less. It depends on where you're going. If it's a photo shoot and camera, and your everyday look will always be different, because obviously for photo shoots and cameras you need, what's it called, like, because of the flashback, you will need more. But this one, I'm not going in here, I'm just showing you if you wanted to just look nice as you go about your day. You don't want to be natural, but you want to be a bit made just a little bit of spice. And this is the way to go. I know I've talked a lot and I'm not been coordinating what I'm doing, but I hopefully hope, if I could say that, I'm giving tips and advice that would serve anyone who is beginning in this journey, because honestly I was also a beginner and now I'm here. And obviously also, if you feel like you couldn't afford, yes. And by the way, I think I forgot to mention that most of these products, I did get them from River Road, so they're not as expensive. I think the Smart Beauty was 500, the Man Contour Palette, if I'm not wrong, maybe 600 to 800. The gel liner was definitely 300 because it came with both. And then the brushes, I got them online. That was a packed and a set, so I can't remember that, but I think it was 1,000, but it was a whole set of brushes and it came with a bag. So I'm not advising you to buy your products from River Road, especially things that go on your face. But sometimes I know you're in a situation, so I wanted to show that even this quality of products could also still give you a decent look. But if you decide to go there, you need to know your people. You can't just buy XYZ today and then buy XYZ tomorrow. Know who you're buying from. Search well. Anyway, what's a makeup? Like literally a natural makeup look that has never been finished with lip gloss. It's like literally a classic signature, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And if you saw my beginning, I think I should have even kept like a beginning video, a beginning clip to show the process from how I started to how I ended. So instead I'll just use photos there. But anyway, this is done. So here I'm just flexing and feeling myself and showing you the look. The first look was in artificial light, and the next one is in natural lighting. Remember, also when you're putting on makeup, like, lighting will affect how you look. So if you did it, always just confirm.